Hello folks. So in this video, I want to explore this database called RethinkDB. I've been eyeing on this database for quite some time, but I never got around to trying it out. So yeah, I'm just gonna try it out and see how it is, and check out what people are talking about it and things like that, right? So RethinkDB on Twitter. So actually, if you think about it, there are so many databases in this time. Like in 2022, there are like so many databases. So is RethinkDB doing anything new? I don't know. I don't think so. But I still wanted to check it out and understand what do they even do in the first place, because I like databases. So I just wanted to check it out. So open source database for the real-time web. So I think the last version was out in 2019. Oh, it's 2020, 2.4.1. Let's go check out their GitHub. Apparently, they have 23K stars. Now it's 25K, though this is wrong. So 25K stars. And they recently released 2.4.2 this year. So, yep. Now, it's interesting. They've actually had quite some branches. They've come a long way, I think. I think their next idea is probably 2.4.3, or I don't know, because they have this branch 2.4.x. So yeah, cool. So let's probably try out this database so that we understand what it is like. So I'll go ahead and do install RethinkDB. So I'm on macOS. I'm gonna try out macOS X. So we can just do brew install RethinkDB. So I'm just gonna do brew install RethinkDB. Let's do that. Okay. You could also use the installer. For now, I've installed it. Cool. So what next? Install is done. So is there any quick start? Okay, 30-second quick start. Cool. So before you start your install, yeah, it should only take it. Awesome. So we have installed it. So first start the RethinkDB server. So that's it. Awesome. It started. So it says recursively removing directory, initializing directory, RethinkDB data 2.4.2, 2160 Darwin. Yeah, and then loading data from directory, and then intra-cluster connections 290.15, 280.15 for client driver, administrator HTTP connections, and then all these are listening on different addresses, which is basically my local hosts are just the loop address. And to fully expose everything, bind to all addresses by running bind all. Server ready. Cool. Let's go to this and I think what they say is go to localhost 8080, which is basically the administrator HTTP connection, basically the administrative HTTP website. So I'm gonna go ahead and say localhost, say 8080. Cool. Okay. A new version of everything is available. See the release. Interesting. I have the latest version only. I'm wondering what is there newer than this. Interesting. Does it show the version anywhere? No issues, one service connected, servers, 0 primaries and whatnot. Okay. Dashboard, tables, okay. Okay. Awesome. So it's a pretty cool, what do you say, UI. I really love it. So let's go to this data explorer. I think that's where we are going to run some queries. So click on the data explorer tab in the browser. You can manipulate data using JavaScript straight from your browser. By default, RethinkDB creates a database named test. Let's create a table. So we have a database already. So you can see that here. Oops. So you can see the table here inside the database here. There are no tables in this database, and you can also add databases. I'm gonna go to the data explorer and type this out. Say r.d. So wait, so it's showing me some suggestions. I think the top level RethinkDB, basically reql query language. Top level, so require dot db. Nice. This is interesting. List of database available. Okay, so I think this is a pretty cool thing. Like you can actually see it showing you options or suggestions on what you can do, and you do tab and it goes around, tells you information around it. So just do TV shows now, and then you can actually do shift, I think shift enter. There's enable automatic suggestions in command distributions, auto insert, brackets, parentheses, and quotes. Query profiler, 40 results per max. Okay, so if you don't enable this, I think you won't get anything. Like if I do table create and then dot, let's get rid of this, and then you do dot, nothing comes up. Do that, now you get this. Awesome. So you basically let's say we put something wrong. What does it do? JavaScript error, missing name after dot. Okay, so here is another missing name after dot. Remove this and we run, and it's running. Awesome. Let's see what the server says, right? This doesn't have any logs per se. I'm gonna go ahead and check out the logs over here. It says administration console and operations, rename server. There's a table. So it says the table, this server is Raft leader. Okay, so I think they use the Raft consensus algorithm. So looks like they're talking about those stuff like Raft stuff, and they have a ID for the table, unique ID. So you have table starting a new Raft election down. Okay. Okay. What about logs? Are there any logs that I can see? Okay, here are logs. Okay, that's what that is basically. And tables, you can actually see the TV shows table over here. It has 0 documents and all that. So now let me go ahead and basically insert some values into this table. You can also use shift enter basically. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use shift enter next. By the way, here table your tree. Okay, so config changes. So this is the result. So config changes. Raw view, it's raw like this. This is more table. This is the tree view where you can see proper formatted thing. Query profile. You have to enable the query profile. I didn't do that. So now config changes, and it says new value DB database test. Durability is hard. ID is this. Indexes, the name is TV shows. Primary key is ID. Shards, non-voting replicas. Primary replica is this. Replicas, right axe, majority, right hook, old value, tables created 1. Awesome. Cool. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and run this and then do shift enter. Awesome. So it says deleted, errors, generated keys, this, inserted to, replace 0, skipped, unchanged. Awesome. That's a lot of information. And it shows it in a table like this, table view, and then raw view and query profile. Let's enable it actually. Okay, so let's rerun this. Evaluating insert. Is there an error? I'm not sure. Oh, this is the query profile. The tree view, no, there's no error. As in, just do this. It inserted 2, so there's a lot of basically 2 new is getting added every time. There's no unique and whatnot, I guess. So it just keeps adding. So evaluating insert duration is 40 milliseconds. Subtasks evaluating table, datum, db, datum, and whatnot, right? Evaluating make array, make object. Okay. So this is insert, and then evaluating table. Need to understand this, but this is interesting. So I think this make array is basically about this array of objects, and each object evaluating elements in make array. Nice, perform right on shard, right on shard. Interesting. Cool. So, and it shows you that 40 millisecond thing and like the round trip time and all that. And you can also copy all this if you want to your clipboard. So now let's go ahead and like look at our table, right? So let's click this. It says it has about 10 documents. Can I see some documents? Yup, I can. Awesome. So I basically inserted the same old document again and again and again. So it's basically start rec PNG, this again and again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 times again there. And what else? Can I do a count? It should basically show me that I have 10 documents now. Let's go ahead and like do this. And then, okay, it says 8. Interesting. Do I have 8? 2, 4, 6, 8 here. This one says 10 documents. Interesting. And then sophisticated queries. So filter by the row episodes greater than 100. So anything that has more than 100 episodes, just go for it. So we basically have Star Trek, which has more than 100 episodes. And then the other one having 75. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like say greater than 70, and let's see what we get. We get a lot of values. Dot count, and then shift enter, and then you have 8. Awesome. So I think this is a pretty interesting thing. Congrats, you're on your way to the database bliss. Now move on to the 10-minute guide and learn how to use the client drivers, get more in-depth information on basic commands, start writing real applications with RethinkDB. Okay, awesome. So before we dive deep probably in say other videos, they do have their own query language, and so they have the RecQL, which is the RethinkDB query language, I believe. And then, yeah, introduction to this. RethinkDB query language, and then the data model. So basically, what kind of you can do even geospatial queries apparently. And then in practice, how it is, and then administration of the database, which is pretty important, how you deploy it and scale it, etc. And the architecture. Also, if you go check out their GitHub repo, which is here. Okay, yeah, that's what I had here. So you'll notice that this has been written primarily in C++, I think. There's also some Python code and then some JavaScript, Ruby, Makefile and all that. But it's primarily seems to be written in C++. And it's pretty interesting. And it's like a document store or like schema-less JSON documents. It can store that. Distributed database, high availability and all that, right? So pretty interesting. And I would recommend checking it out and trying it out. I'll probably see you in another video talking about RethinkDB and like maybe trying it out in some app and looking at real-time data. That's all I had for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.